Frustrating might be a good word to describe this week on General Hospital, with some viewers making it known that they had to turn off a certain episode as it was too much. Sidwell and Natalia's relationship is pretty much out of the bag. Sunny's in danger and doesn't even know it, and more than likely, here we'll go again with Lulu. Let's discuss what went down in Port Charles. In last week's column, I touched on a fan theory that Drew is not Drew. Between his complete 180 as a character and Portia digging through his medical records, viewers believe the doc will uncover that he is an imposter. But how and who could he be? Popular belief is that Drew was switched after the shower attack in Pentonville. Indeed, from then on out, everyone noted Drew had changed. He'd become angry and bitter. But who would want to switch Drews? Cyrus is gone, so there is no reason to resurrect his ghost, and Sidwell wasn't even on the map then. There could be a connection to Professor Dalton, whom the WSB is interested in. In Friday's episode, Dalton checked into a secure lab at the hospital. It would be a way to save Drew's character, who I argued before passed the point of no return with the Quartermain crypt stunt. Plus, would the real Drew actually disturb his father and grandparents' final resting place? Would he really turn on even Monica, the one who brought him into the family? If Drew isn't Drew, then where is the real Drew, and who is the imposter? If Drew is in fact dead, it would pave the way to extradite Scout from under him, as Alexis has been vocal about her concerns for her granddaughter and Drew's decisions regarding her lately. Poor Scout has always come second to the women in Drew's life. First Carly, now Willow and her kids. As for Willow, if this isn't Drew, well, here's hoping she's on birth control. Oh hell, even if it is Drew, she'd better be on birth control. Whether he is or isn't the real Drew, one thing viewers agree on is that this political story is the pits. Many of us are already fed up with political spats and corrupt politicians in real life, so the last thing we want is to watch it on our soap. Readers commented on Wednesday's recap that they had to turn the episode off as Ezra was too much to swallow. Between knocking out Sunny's peers and trying to get Ezra in as mayor, Drew is positioning himself to control all of Port Charles. That brings us back to the theory that he's not Drew, who from Port Charles' past might have a desire to run the city. Alexis' refusal to commit Christina and pay off Ava won't end well for anyone. She's already lost her law license once. Does she want to be disbarred permanently? Carly, Felicia, and others have made the point that Sunny losing his peers would be an easy way out of the mob business for him, but he seems hesitant. Yet only a few months ago, Sunny was focused on an exit strategy for him and Jason. Did we forget that, writers? Natalia ending up on everyone's naughty list couldn't have happened to a more deserving person. But now she's got no one on her side but Sidwell. That is not a good thing. Her betrayal of Sunny's trust and telling her ex that the Dawn needs open-heart surgery is bad news for Sunny. He'd better have Jason and every one of his best men guarding that ore, but I have a feeling Jens is going to get to the doctor somehow. We finally met the world-renowned environmental physicist Professor Henry Dalton. Given that Emma, not Joss, looks to be on track to become his research assistant, I still believe that Emma will somehow end up being recruited into the WSB by Joss, Vaughn, and Brennan. We get it, General Hospital. You are throwing Molly and Cody together. But Cody riding to Molly's rescue on a horse when she had a flat tire didn't work for me. This is Molly we are talking about. Ultra super feminist Molly. The look on Lulu's face when, at Dante's birthday party, Gio mentioned he was born in LA said it all. Her promise not to tell Dante about his son and drop it all together just went out the window. Finally, after Portia informed Kai that the surgery he wants is not just risky, but likely not to be successful, who doesn't think the jock is going to end up paralyzed or in some other way impaired by the procedure? Also, does anyone care? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease that Christina Corinthos Davis could face allegations of a second attempt on Ava Jerome's life. Will Alexis Davis come to regret her decision not to have her daughter committed, as Diane Miller had recommended? Christina attempted to tamper with what she believed was Ava's vehicle, only to discover she had mistakenly targeted Rick Lansing's car instead. As a result, Rick and Elizabeth Baldwin unknowingly became victims of Christina's reckless actions, which could have ended tragically. Although the plan was aimed at Ava, Rick is now fearful that Christina might take further action. Ava persuaded Rick to participate in this blackmail scheme rather than reporting Christina to the authorities, leaving the door open for additional risks. For now, Christina appears to have grasped the severity of her actions, but that may quickly change, especially once she learns about Ava's hold over the situation. Ava's blackmail of Alexis is likely to upset Christina. This revelation could awaken Christina's volatile nature once more, increasing the risk of her losing control and attempting to harm Ava again. However, there's also a chance that Ava could offend someone else before that happens. Known for her knack for creating enemies, Ava might attract the ire of another character, which could complicate the storyline further. In such a scenario, Christina could find herself wrongfully accused, despite her innocence. Characters like Ava, Rick, Alexis, Diane, and even Lucky Spencer might all suspect that Christina has plotted another deadly scheme. In the end, Alexis decided against having Christina committed, but she might come to regret that choice if Ava suffers serious harm. Ava could find herself in a life-or-death struggle after becoming a target, and Alexis might worry that Christina is the one behind it, regardless of her actual involvement. If Ava survives a harrowing experience, she could implicate Christina and reveal the truth about the car sabotage. A vengeful Ava might then go all out against Christina, determined to see her imprisoned. According to upcoming spoilers for the ABC soap, Diane's warnings about the fallout for Christina could very well come to pass, and we'll keep you updated on all the ensuing drama. General Hospital's Laura Wright always delivers. No one would ever accuse GA's Carly of not doing everything she can to protect her kids. Ever since Drew and Willow were outed for their affair, Wright has imbued Carly with a lioness-like ferocity because of Michael's suffering. Once Michael played that video of Drew and Willow hooking up in one of the Quartermain's nurseries, all hell broke loose. If the affair was not bad enough, Michael ended up severely burned by a fire from someone targeting Sonny, and he was almost murdered by Cyrus. While Michael has been away recovering from his burns, Carly has been fighting for him tooth and nail. It happened once in the Metro Court, and then again on the April 11 episode during a confrontation at Drew's house. Carly ripped into both Drew and Willow, but really amped up her ire with the latter. After Willow said she would protect her children, Carly spat back, "Child, Wiley isn't technically yours." She even went so far as to invoke Michael's name, saying Willow was using his burnt body as a bargaining chip. Perhaps the most damaging thing she said was that Willow was worse than her late sister Nell. You can view part of the dust up on GA's YourTube page. Up until recently, Willow and Carly had been very close, with Carly even walking Willow down the aisle at her wedding to Michael. She considered her another mother, since her relationship with her real mother, Nina, was strained at the time. What makes the tale even more disturbing is that Carly and Drew were once an item. Nina and Drew were sleeping together, and Drew is Michael's uncle. No one plays drama like Laura Wright. She is one of the show's biggest assets and never phones in a performance. In the scenes last week, Wright did everything. Well, right. Carly should be angry, and an angry Carly is not someone to get in the way of. When Wright lashes out, you know there is about to be some truth-telling mixed in with a razor-sharp tongue that slices and dices with each word delivered. It is hardly a stretch to see why Carly is furious and releasing that vitriol at full throttle. But what Wright does so masterfully is play the anger, hurt, and frustration, and then turns it around to show that maybe Carly was too harsh. Her scenes with Chris McKenna immediately following the rage-filled attack on Willow and Drew were heartfelt, questioning whether or not she went too far. Brennan supported her and assured her she had not. Anytime Wright is on the screen, I know as a viewer, the scenes will not be boring. Heck, she says a lot with just her stares alone. I have a feeling we will be hearing Wright's name among the nominees for Outstanding Lead Actress at this year's Daytime Emmys. She took home the award in 2011. A teenager and a newcomer are getting more airtime on General Hospital. Here's the latest comings and goings casting news from General Hospital. Find out if any popular stars from yesteryear are boarding the show this week or in the near future, if any newcomers are joining the soap in contract, recurring, or day player roles, or if any of your favorite actors or actresses are leaving the ABC drama. Asher Antonezin continues to get more airtime as Danny Morgan, Jason, and the late Sam's son. Look for the teenager to open up to his TV father about missing his mother on Thursday, April 24. Adrian Encondo is back as the mysterious Marco, Natalia's and Sidwell's son. On Monday, April 21, he interacts with Van Hass's Lucas. On the next GH, Lucas hears Marco out. Carly is insistent, and Sidwell visits Alexis. In addition to Lucas hearing Marco out, General Hospital spoilers for Monday, April 21, 2025, focus on Jordan and Isaiah making a decision, Sidwell visiting Alexis, and Sasha making an admission. Lucas is shocked that the man he met at the Miami conference has ties to Port Charles. He learned that Sidwell is Marco's father when he accidentally interrupted Marco and Alexis in the middle of a tense conversation. So, on Monday, expect Lucas to hear Marco out. Sure, the two don't know each other that well. However, the fact that Marco is Sidwell's son is a big deal because Lucas has heard all about Sidwell's actions. Meanwhile, look for Lucas to want to know if Marco knew who he was when they connected in Miami. Sidwell is making moves around town. He hired Jordan and invested in the Esplanade project that he hopes will take over Sonny's peers. Plus, he has Natalia giving him information on Sonny's surgery. His next step is to visit with Alexis and make a plea for his son. Marco is close to getting a job with Diane and Alexis. That is, if they can get over the Sidwell connection and the fact that Marco didn't reveal this very pertinent piece of information. Meanwhile, Jordan and Isaiah come to a decision. If it's what Jordan mentioned on Friday, then this decision involves putting a pause on their relationship while she goes undercover in Sidwell's organization. She knows she'll be turning her life over to Sidwell and won't have time for much more. In addition, she will want to protect Isaiah, who knows how nasty Sidwell can be. Carly just found out about Sonny's heart surgery and the fact that his procedure is set for the end of the week. She has already demanded that she's going with him to Los Angeles and will be there every step of the way. Sonny will undoubtedly forbid her from going, but this is his ex-wife. Expect Carly to be insistent. Does that mean Sonny will give in and she'll accompany him after all? Finally, Sasha makes an admission. Jason learned how Sasha gave the deception, the ladies permission for them to go into business with Sidwell. She downplayed the kidnapping in exchange for $250,000. Now, Jason wants to know why she sold out. Teasers suggest that she won't hold back when Sasha makes an admission. In a jaw-dropping twist that has left fans reeling, soap opera darling Kirsten Storms is pregnant, and the father is none other than her ex-husband, Brandon Barash. The bombshell revelation doesn't stop there. Insiders confirm the General Hospital star is expecting twins, igniting a firestorm of speculation and intrigue. Buckle up, because this scandalous saga is about to unravel. Once a golden couple in the soap world, Storms and Barash captivated audiences with their undeniable chemistry both on-screen and off. Their whirlwind romance led to a fairy tale wedding in 2013 and the birth of their daughter, Harper, in 2014. But like a plot twist straight out of Port Charles, their marriage crumbled by 2016, leaving fans heartbroken and the tabloids buzzing. Despite their split, the duo maintained a cordial co-parenting relationship, with occasional glimpses of their lingering connection sparking whispers of reconciliation. Now, this shocking pregnancy news has thrown everything into chaos. Sources close to the pair reveal that the pregnancy was a complete surprise, catching both Storms and Barash off guard. They've been co-parenting Harper for years, but no one saw this coming, an insider spilled. Twins? It's like fate decided to double down on the drama. The question on everyone's lips: how did these exes end up in this electrifying predicament? Was it a fleeting moment of passion, a rekindled spark, or something even more complicated? Neither Storms nor Barash has confirmed the rumors, but their silence only fuels the frenzy. Social media is ablaze with fans dissecting every cryptic post and throwback photo for clues. Kirsten and Brandon back together. Twins? This is straight out of a soap opera, one ex-user exclaimed. Another speculated maybe they never stopped loving each other. This is wild. The timing couldn't be more tantalizing, as both stars continue to share the General Hospital spotlight, their on-screen tension now mirrored by real-life intrigue. Could this pregnancy rewrite their story, or will it deepen the divide? The twins' impending arrival raises a flurry of questions. Will Storms and Barash reunite for the sake of their growing family, or is this a fleeting chapter in their complicated history? How will Harper, now a precocious 11-year-old, react to becoming a big sister ×2? And what does this mean for their careers, with General Hospital fans already clamoring for juicy new storylines inspired by this real-life drama? As the world waits for answers, one thing is certain: this pregnancy bombshell has reignited fascination with Storms and Barash's star-crossed saga. Will love triumph, or will old wounds resurface? Can they navigate the chaos of twins while under Hollywood's unrelenting spotlight? The stage is set for a roller coaster of emotions, and fans are glued to their screens, hungry for the next chapter. Shocking REV elation. Wes Ramsey and Laura Wright snapped in secret wedding photo session. Is a 2025 wedding on the horizon? In a jaw-dropping turn of events, Hollywood's favorite daytime duo, Wes Ramsey and Laura Wright, have sent fans into a frenzy with tantalizing glimpses of what could be the wedding of the century. The General Hospital stars, whose on-screen chemistry as Peter August and Carly Corinthos has captivated audiences for years, were recently caught in a clandestine photo shoot that screams romance, commitment, and, dare we say, wedding bells. But what secrets are they hiding? And could 2025 be the year they finally tie the knot? The internet exploded when eagle-eyed paparazzi spotted the couple in a picturesque, undisclosed location, dressed to the nines in what can only be described as matrimonial splendor. Laura, radiant in a flowing white gown that shimmered under the golden sunlight, looked every bit the blushing bride. Wes, dashing in a tailored tuxedo, couldn't take his eyes off her, his gaze dripping with adoration. The scene was straight out of a fairy tale, complete with a professional photography crew capturing every heart-melting moment. Were these candid snaps, or a carefully orchestrated hint at something bigger? Fans are losing their minds, and we can't blame them. Sources close to the couple have remained tight-lipped, but the rumor mill is churning at full speed. Insiders whisper that the photo session wasn't just a romantic whim. It was a deliberate move to test the waters for a real wedding. Could this be a prelude to a lavish ceremony planned for the end of 2025? The timing feels too perfect to be coincidental. After all, Ramsey and Wright have been an item since 2017, their off-screen love story mirroring the passion of their soap opera roles. Fans have long dreamed of seeing them walk down the aisle, and these photos are fueling speculation that the moment is closer than ever. But the plot thickens. Some skeptics wonder if this is all an elaborate publicity stunt. Could the General Hospital writers be cooking up a dramatic on-screen wedding for Peter and Carly, with these photos serving as a clever teaser? Or is this a personal milestone for Wes and Laura, kept under wraps to preserve their privacy? The mystery is maddening, and every new detail only deepens the intrigue. One thing is certain, the chemistry between these two is undeniable, whether they're acting or stealing quiet moments together off-set. Social media is ablaze with fan theories, from predictions of a star-studded wedding guest list to guesses about the dream venue. Will it be a beachside affair or a glamorous city soiree? And what about the dress? Will Laura stick with classic elegance or surprise us with a bold, modern twist? The questions are endless, and the anticipation is unbearable. As 2025 looms, all eyes are on Wes Ramsey and Laura Wright. Are they ready to say, "I do," or is this just another twist in their real-life soap opera? One thing's for sure, these breathtaking photos have ignited a firestorm of curiosity, and we're all desperate for answers. Stay tuned, something tells us this love story is about to get even more dramatic. General Hospital explosive spoiler. Ava'S blackmail scheme ignites a firestorm that could obliterate Alexis. In the sultry underbelly of Port Charles, Ava Jerome is no stranger to wielding power like a sharpened dagger. But her latest maneuver has sent shockwaves through General Hospital's intricate web of secrets. The Queen of Manipulation has escalated her blackmail game to dizzying heights, and her newest plot is a ticking time bomb aimed squarely at Alexis Davis' heart. Buckle up, because this clash of titans promises to unravel lives with the ferocity of a hurricane. Ava's cunning has always been her calling card, but this time, she's playing with a fire so intense it could burn everything to ash. Sources close to the drama reveal that Ava's scheme hinges on a devastating secret she's unearthed, a revelation so explosive it could shatter Alexis' carefully constructed world. What does Ava know? Whispers on the set suggest it's tied to Alexis' past, a shadowy corner of her life she's fought to keep buried. Is it a scandal, a betrayal, or something far darker? One thing is certain, Ava's lips are sealed, but her intentions are venomous. As the stakes skyrocket, Alexis finds herself teetering on the edge of a precipice. Known for her razor-sharp intellect and unyielding resolve, Alexis is no easy prey. Yet Ava's calculated moves have cornered her in a way no one saw coming. The tension between these two powerhouses crackles like lightning, with every encounter laced with unspoken threats and veiled warnings. Will Alexis uncover Ava's endgame in time to turn the tables, or is she doomed to watch her empire crumble? What makes this showdown utterly unmissable is the ripple effect it's already unleashing across Port Charles. Allies are picking sides, loyalties are fracturing, and even the most unshakable bonds are beginning to fray. Insiders tease that Ava's plot isn't just about destroying Alexis. It's a chess move designed to reshape the entire landscape of power in town. Could this be Ava's bid to cement herself as Port Charles' untouchable puppet master? Or is she underestimating the fury of a woman with nothing left to lose? The fallout promises to be cataclysmic. Picture this: friendships shattered, secrets spilling like blood, and a town gripped by the kind of chaos that only General Hospital can deliver. Fans are already buzzing with theories. Some say Ava's secret weapon involves a figure from Alexis' past. Others speculate it's a betrayal, so personal it'll leave viewers gasping. One cryptic hint from the writers: no one walks away unscathed. As Ava tightens her grip, the question looms: how far will she go to win? And can Alexis, battered but never broken, claw her way out of this trap before it's too late? The clock is ticking, and every episode inches us closer to a confrontation that could redefine General Hospital's legacy. Tune in to witness a battle where no one plays fair, and the cost of victory might just be everything. Will Ava's gambit make her a legend, Or will Alexis rise from the ashes to deliver a reckoning? One thing's for sure, Port Charles will never be the same. In a chilling turn of events on General Hospital, what was meant to be a routine mission for Jocelyn Jacks has spiraled into a deadly spiral of deceit, vengeance, and betrayal. The assignment, orchestrated by the World Security Bureau, was supposed to serve as her initiation into a life of covert intelligence work. But as recent spoilers reveal, it was anything but straightforward. The real danger wasn't the mission, it was the man behind it all, Professor Richard Dalton. At first glance, Dalton appeared to be a typical university professor, intellectual, charismatic, and charmingly aloof. But beneath that polished exterior lurked something far more sinister. His lectures, once innocuous, began to take on a strange undertone. He lingered on topics that had eerie parallels to Jocelyn's life, offered unsolicited commentary on her essays that veered uncomfortably personal, and even seemed to scrutinize her in a way that went beyond mere academic interest. It didn't take long for Joss to notice that something wasn't right. As she delved deeper into her assignment, she realized Dalton was no stranger to her family. What was initially believed to be a cold case investigation into a rogue intelligence affiliate quickly turned into something disturbingly personal. Dalton's cryptic remarks began referencing figures from her own life, her mother Carly, Jason Morgan, and even Sonny Corinthos. How could a professor she had only recently met know such intimate details about her family? Then came the discovery that would shatter Joss's reality. While snooping through Dalton's office, she caught him poring over a vintage photo album. The images inside weren't historical snapshots. They were personal pictures of Carly from almost 20 years ago, some taken at public events in Port Charles that had long since faded from memory. And Dalton was there too, just a face in the crowd back then, hiding in plain sight under a different identity. It became frighteningly clear, this wasn't random. This was revenge. Dalton had been stalking the Corinthos family for years, silently plotting, collecting artifacts, clippings, and secrets like a twisted historian. And now Joss was his newest target, not just as a WSB operative, but as the daughter of the woman he had never forgiven. Carly, who had pushed Jocelyn to accept the WSB mission, now finds herself engulfed in guilt. In her attempt to guide her daughter into adulthood, she unknowingly placed her in the crosshairs of a man obsessed with vengeance. The mission wasn't sanctioned for justice. It was a setup. As the weeks progressed, Dalton's obsession escalated. He began inviting Joss to research sessions at a decrepit estate on the outskirts of Port Charles. Under the pretense of academic mentorship, he lured her deeper into his web, coercing her with the promise of higher grades and exclusive scholarship opportunities. What she found there chilled her to the bone. Dust-covered journals chronicling Corinthos family history, newspaper articles detailing Sonny's legal troubles, and even items Joss recognized as belonging to her family, long believed lost or stolen. Each clue uncovered a new layer of horror. Dalton wasn't just fixated on the past. He had meticulously built a shrine to it, anchoring his future plans to a violent reckoning. Joss tried to alert the WSB, but paranoia soon clouded her trust. Had they knowingly thrown her to the wolves? Were they complicit in using her as bait? Left with no one to rely on, she turned to Dex, her closest confidant and a man with deep ties to the Corinthos family. She fed him intelligence covertly, hoping he'd piece together the danger she was in. But time was running out. In the final moments of her descent into Dalton's twisted world, Joss began to suspect the unthinkable. She was never the investigator. She had been the target all along. The climax of this haunting storyline unfolded in an explosive confrontation. Joss, determined to confront Dalton one last time and get the truth, agreed to meet him at his secluded house. She believed she had the upper hand, armed with evidence, aware of his intentions, and with Dex nearby in case things went south. But Dalton anticipated everything. The trap was set long before she arrived. Surveillance footage later revealed Dalton had booby-trapped the house, leaving her no escape. Dex arrived minutes too late, finding only the wreckage of a calculated explosion and the broken remains of someone who'd trusted too deeply and acted too bravely. Jocelyn Jacks died on her very first mission. The aftermath has shattered Carly beyond words. Her worst fears, her deepest regrets, have come to pass. The daughter she raised with fierce love and protection was gone, lured into danger by a mission Carly herself encouraged. And the guilt is compounded by the realization that her own past sins may have drawn the predator to their doorstep. Port Charles is reeling from the shock. Sunny, grief-stricken and furious, vows to hunt down anyone who played a role in the WSB's deception. Jason, though back in the shadows, is rumored to be seeking revenge on Carly's behalf. Dex, devastated by Joss's death, has reportedly gone rogue, searching for Dalton or any surviving allies he may have had. But no one suffers more than Carly. Haunted by her past and the loss of her daughter, she now finds herself at the center of a storm that could tear Port Charles apart. Her decisions, her secrets, and the choices she made in the name of strength have come back with a vengeance. The question remains, who really orchestrated this mission? Was Dalton acting alone, or was he just the puppet in a larger scheme? As General Hospital fans hold their breath, one thing is certain, Port Charles will never be the same. Soaps.com has the latest new General Hospital spoilers from Monday, April 14 to Friday, April 18. Sasha finds herself being grilled by Jason. Carly is there when Sunny needs someone to confide in. And get ready to meet someone new as a young and restless vet joins the cast. Read on for all the details. In today's recap, Alexis hesitates to sign Christina's commitment papers, while Willow gives Drew legal power over her children. In need of someone to confide in, Trina goes to her mom. Willow makes a decision which could impact several lives. Brennan tells Carly exactly what she needs to hear. Laura, who's been warned that her friendship with Sunny could be costing her political points, shares news with the Teflon Don that will leave him shaken. Rick isn't necessarily on board with Ava's plan to blackmail Christina, but she tries calming his frayed nerves. In today's recap, Alexis pays Ava'S blackmail, and Joss meets Professor Dalton. At last, Elizabeth is released from the hospital and gets a lovely homecoming. Alexis struggles with what to do where the whole Ava/Christina situation is concerned. Meanwhile, Trina seeks out Ava. Rena Sofer shares how she and her husband ended a tough week for us. Howell talking with Loy's impact Chase's take on the current situation. Meanwhile, Brooklyn comes up with a plan. Get ready to meet the new guy in Port Charles as Daniel Goddard joins the cast. Find out more about who he'll be playing here. In today's recap, Ezra attacks Laura during her press conference, Jordan resigns, and Sunny learns he may lose his peers. Lucky makes it clear he's in it for the long haul. Someone or something manages to intrigue Tracy, which we suspect will turn out to be a very bad thing. Lucas interrupts what can only be called a tense moment. As Daniel Goddard settles into his new role, his son has a familiar, yet hysterical, message for fans. Apparently, Drew hasn't ticked off enough people yet, 'cause he's cooking up a new scheme. Lucas walks in on a tense moment. Curtis is suspicious of Jordan's latest actions. It's Dan's birthday, and his dad is hosting a special party for him. Brooklyn and Chase sit down to map out their future, which seems like a sure sign trouble's on the way. Will Carly honor a request made by Felicia? Cody manages to be there to give Molly a helping hand. New employee Marco provides Alexis with something to think about. Looks like Michael is being recast. Here's why we're so sure. Why is Jason getting up in Sasha's grill? Anna and Felicia sit down for a long overdue catch-up. Check out this spoilerific photo gallery to get a full preview for the week ahead. Jordan recently rejected an offer from Sidwell. Is the new tempting offer she's presented with from him or someone else?